Hey everybody, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do videos tomorrow or not, so I'm going to do games of the week tonight just to be sure, so make sure that I get it done before any of these actual games happen. Um, so here are the best games of the week for this week, and to be honest, it's a pretty light week. The schedule's pretty weak. For the next few days. There's not that many great matchups, so there aren't that many games that made the list this week. But we'll take a look here. As far as tomorrow, Sunday the 2nd, there are no games that really jump out as wow, you got to watch that. On Monday, December 3rd, we have Tampa Bay versus New Jersey. This is their last meeting of the season, and obviously they played in the playoffs last year. There's some pretty good tension between those teams, and they usually play pretty good games. So Tampa Bay versus New Jersey on Monday should be a good one. On Tuesday, we have Toronto versus Buffalo. I don't think I need to explain why. That's one of the best games of the week. Two teams right next to each other in the standings. Two teams that are very, very good. Division rivals. That's got all the makings for a fantastic game. Nothing on Wednesday, the 5th. So Thursday, the 6th, we have the New York Islanders versus Pittsburgh. Again, those teams, division rivals, close to each other in the standings. Think that will be a very, very good game. And, there's enough of rivalry there for there's a chance that game could really carry some edge to it. Also on the 6th, we have Boston versus Tampa Bay. That is going to be awesome. Obviously, they met in the second round of the playoffs last year, and it was a pretty dominant winning series for Tampa Bay over Boston. Boston and Tampa do not like each other. They've played some very nasty games over the last couple of seasons. Last season in particular, there was a really strong rivalry between the Bruins and Lightning, so I cannot wait to see them play this season after a playoff series between the two. I think it's going to be a fantastic game and a very, very strong rivalry between the teams. And also on the 6th, Thursday night's a good night this coming week. Minnesota versus Calgary. They're not in the same division. It's not a divisional matchup, but they're two very good teams out west. And I think it's just going to be a really fun game to watch. Both teams are pretty physical. Calgary is, trying to win the Pacific Division. Minnesota, one of the best teams in the Central. It's just a really good matchup. So catch that one if you can. Friday, December 7th, we have San Jose versus Dallas. Again, Pacific versus Central, but a really good matchup, evenly matched teams. Should be a lot of fun to watch. Should be a really good game. And St. Louis versus Winnipeg. That is a divisional matchup. You have St. Louis trying to climb out of the basement of the Central Division. You have Winnipeg, who's one of the best teams in the Central, and looking to go deep into the playoffs this year. That would be a huge win for St. Louis if they could beat a team like Winnipeg. We'll have to wait and see if it happens. St. Louis has really struggled this year, so they need some big wins to pull themselves up a little bit. And lastly, on Saturday, December 8th, we have Toronto versus Boston. I mean, anytime those teams meet, they met in the playoffs last year. They're longtime rivals. They're very evenly matched teams. They're teams that play very good games with one another. And it's a fantastic divisional matchup whenever they meet up. And lastly, also on the 8th, we have Nashville versus Calgary. This is going to be a very good test for the Calgary Flames. Calgary sits in first place in the Pacific Division right now, but the Central is just so much better than the Pacific at this point, and Nashville sits atop the Central. So it's going to be, this is going to be a really good test for the Flames to see if they can play with the Central Division teams and the best team in the Central Division. Can the best team in the Pacific play with the best team in the Central? That should be a really, really fun matchup, and should be a really good game. So we'll see how these turn out. But these are my picks for the best games this week. Again, a pretty light week. Not that many great matchups. This early season schedule is killing me. some weeks are a little better than others. This coming week is a real down week. There are not a lot of great games, but with that, if you get the chance to watch any of these, definitely do. I think they'll be worth watching for sure. But like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description below. The links to our Patreon and merch store are also down in the description if you'd like to support the channel further. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get the chance to watch at least a couple of these games. And I will talk to you guys soon.